So I wanted to kind of get an image of you, because you're obviously a practicing Sunni Muslim, as you referred to yourself earlier. And, you know, the Quran, I mean, Muhammad, he married Aisha when she was 6 years old, consummated the marriage when, what was it, when she was 9, I believe, which means they slept together. And Muhammad was in his, well into his 60s at this point, right? And then, well, Muhammad also used to wear Aisha's clothing according to the Hadith, but there's some Islamic scholars who don't necessarily.
That yeah, I know, but I'm not aware of. But again, in Saudi Arabia, with the Hadith thing, if you look at even very recent news, a lot of them they say, you know, we will just we don't want to take them on. That's what this is. This is the king of Saudi Arabia saying it. But yeah, again, sorry.
The Quran also refers to dogs, no, women as dogs and swine. It talks about being able to procreate with a girl as when she's had her first blood. It talks about, you know, you cannot rape a woman unless it's to do with whatever your right hand possesses. So if she's in your captive, if you're at war with the country and you take a woman, you imprison her, you can rape her. Right, rape is allowed, and the Quran actually talks about that. You know, it's one of the surah verses. So I mean, for a start, I mean, how can you justify that, being a practicing Muslim yourself? And also, do you think any of that has to do with the major grooming gang problem that's plaguing the UK?
So I would say again, like, you know, I try to be as good Muslim as I can. Obviously, I'm not the best. I'm no scholar, obviously, again, and yes, I've read the Quran, but without the meaning as well. Like, you know, like a lot of people do, they will read it, but they won't understand it. And it's again, these are something that I'm obviously hearing it for the first time, and you know, you did offer to show me the evidence and everything else, and obviously
I can read some of the surah verses if you want. 2 seconds.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Right, so this is about the non-believers. I'm not sure if you're aware of this verse. I debated the Norwich mayor about this in a mosque before.
Sorry, the Norwich mayor, is he a Muslim?
Yeah, he's Muslim. Okay. We went to the me and Glenn Saffer went to the mosque together. Right. So this is about non-believers. Yeah. I'm not sure if you're aware of this verse. Wait, we wanted to talk about the women, didn't we? Yeah. 2 secs. Right, so the right hand possessed verse. And all married women are forbidden unto you, save those captives who your right hand possesses. It was narrated from Abdullah bin Samit from Abu Dar that the Prophet said the prayer is severed by a woman, a donkey, and a black dog, if there is not something like the handle of a saddle in front of a man. Abdullah said, what is wrong with a black dog and not a red one? He, Abu Dar, said, I asked the Messenger of Allah the same question, and he said, the black dog is a Satan, right? Satan, yeah, got it. Okay, so that's one of the verses. Okay. And then you've got, so this is in the Quran, 64:4. And those of your women, as have passed the age of monthly courses, for them the iddah, if you have doubts about their periods, is 3 months. And for those who have no course, i.e. they are still immature, their iddah is 3 months likewise, except in case of death. So obviously if you translate that, that means a girl is ready when she's first had a period. And then you had the other verse which refers to girls as swine, dogs, compares them to pigs, that kind of thing as well. So I wanted to kind of get your opinion as to whether you think, so I mean, we talked about this yesterday, there is a massive problem, not just in the UK, you have Germany, France, etc., where young girls are being raped en masse by gangs of Pakistani Muslim men.
That is a fact, yes.
So, you know, obviously you can say that, well, Brits have a problem with pedophilia. No, yes, but there's a... Go on.
Sorry, I'll tell you about that. Obviously, if you ask me about my opinion, obviously, like I said, I'm no scholar, but I like to be as good of a human being as I can be. And I've done okay being a good human being. Like I said, I've got friends with different religion, race and everything. But when it comes down to this, you know, these people raping, and yes, you're right, they are Muslims. They are coming illegally. And some of them are the British agents as well. They are legal here, but they were born in this country. They are British. So when you ask me this, Pakistani, yes, it's a fact. And me as a Pakistani, for me, obviously I'm not going to get offended because you've given me a fact. This is not my style. So what it is, I'll honestly tell you, in my opinion, absolutely wrong. This not only it is wrong. If you want to ask my opinion, you know, if I tell you very openly, for me, these people should be hanged. Capital punishment. Like, if you're asking my opinion, this is what it is. This is my opinion. For people who think they can go and rape, it doesn't matter. If you rape a little kid, you know, I don't even want to discuss that, because it's such a horrible thing to do, regardless. And you did say, yeah, there is a problem here with the UK, but that is the UK problem. Why should UK? Let's say if I've got a problem in my house, right? Let's say I've got a problem in my house within my family. Why would I even take any problem from everyone else when I've got a problem in my own house, right? And if there were to be a problem in my house, it come to my house, which I'm already dealing with the people within my own house, you know what I'll do to that? I'll tell them to get out. I'll tell them don't come here because I've got my own problem. So when these people are sitting there and they're using their, oh, well, guess what? Yes, Muslims have done it. White people do it too. Christians do it too. There is Lucy Letby. She's killed so many kids. Well, but the Lucy Letby thing, it is a UK issue. These immigrants, illegal or legal, doesn't matter. And these Asians, these Muslims, this is not a UK issue. This is their issue, and yes, you need to deal with it in a way, in the most harshest possible way. And as a Muslim, as a Pakistani, I sit here and I said these people who are doing all these grooming gangs, yes, they are Pakistani because it's a fact. It is 100% fact. This is what they do. Not only in the UK, I think they do more in the UK because you people are too lenient to these guys. You'll be like, oh, you know what, do whatever. We'll give you 3 months in prison and that's it. We'll give you food. And you know, there's an idiot working.
3 months in prison, most of these guys get suspended sentences.
Exactly. And you know what, they know. They're aware of these things. And monsters like these, I won't even call them human. They're not, they're not flipping human beings. These monsters, they know this. Not only them, people sitting in Pakistan, people sitting in these countries where they, where they are not allowed to, where the girls are not allowed to go out, the villages of Pakistan, they don't see women on a daily basis. And these people have been promised, with these verses that you said, they will tell them, you know what, if it's a non-religious person, if it's a non-Muslim, you do whatever. Free game.
White people do it completely different. So when a white person commits pedophilia, it's because he gets sexual gratification out of a child, and that's absolutely vile and disgusting. Whereas when it comes to Islam, they do it to destroy the girl. I mean, if you watched any of Tommy's documentaries, these girls, they are brought down in usually kebab shops and stuff like that, where the brothers, the cousins, the fathers, they take turns raping this young girl, and they do it to destroy them. It's called a rape jihad, right? And it's tied in with the verse that I just mentioned about anything your right hand possesses. We went to war with Afghanistan. I mean, we pulled out in 2014, but we went to war with Afghanistan, right? And Iraq. And we shouldn't have gone to war. We went there under false pretenses of weapons of mass destruction, which didn't exist. I'll admit they didn't exist, right? And we were lied to. And so we went to war with these countries. And even though we pulled out in 2014, a lot of people still have this hatred of the UK and some other countries in Western Europe because they feel like we went to war with Islam, and so in order to get back at us, they believe they're still at war with us, and so what they'll do is they'll take our daughters and they'll rape them, and this is part of the rape jihad, and this is why I'm saying it's inherently linked with Islam. Now, we talked earlier about Islam. Ahmadis in comparison to Sunnis, right? Ahmadis, the big difference is between them and Sunnis, and Sunnis, they comprise about 80% of Islam,
it's majority of the
majority of Muslims are.
Then you got Shias,
Sunni.
and then you got the Ahmadis. Yeah. Correct.
Now, Ahmadis is about it's like. So you had the Old Testament, right? The Old Testament, it involved you could beat a slave if they got up after 3 days, then you were fine, right? The Old Testament contained a lot of bad things, and then we brought out the New Testament, which completely reformed Christianity. Now, Ahmadis believe that Islam needs to be completely reformed and brought into the modern age.
And I think they don't believe in the last prophet. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't know about Ahmad, but I know a lot of Ahmadi people.
We hope you enjoyed this latest video from Vox Populi. To watch the full video for free, please check out our website at voxpopulimedia.com. Thank you for your support.